Well, welcome everybody, and hello from the Temple of the Ten Commandments. We are here on Sunday, and I'm here to take you through the temple and talk a little bit about what is here and what we do here in the temple. You'll notice that I am wearing a mask. And that is because we always want to be appropriate and protect others as well as ourselves. And so the message is, remember to wear your mask, follow the guidance, and be appropriate. I'm going to remove the mask now so that we can talk about what is happening in the temple. As you can see, this is the temple of the Ten Commandments. And right behind me is our ark. And if you see, there are 10 phrases. And I'll give you one guess what they are. And if you guessed they are the first words of the 10 Commandments, you are absolutely right. And they are on the ark, on the front of the ark, because we are in the temple of the 10 Commandments. Many synagogues in the world have their ark right up front, just like this one, and inside the ark is our Torah, and we're going to talk about the Torah in just a little bit. Right over here, to my right, is our eternal light. The eternal light was a lamp that was always burning in the temple of old in Jerusalem. It was always kept burning day and night. And there was a special group of priests who were in charge of making sure that this lamp was always burning. Every synagogue in the world has a lamp, either to the side of the ark or just above the ark. Above the ark we have a menorah, which was a gift from scouts and scouters to us. It is cast iron, and as you can see, it is a 7-branched menorah. And the menorah in the temple of old was 7 branches. You can see over here that this is a replica of the menorah that was in the temple. And this was actually made by my son when he was in 5th grade. So that was a long time ago. Normally, it is standing outside the temple, and when people enter the temple, they pass right by it. We put it here inside because we are talking to you from the inside of the temple, and we're talking to you virtually. So, just a few things that I'd like to point out over here. Here is a hat that was a gift to me from a scouter. His name was Larry Manguy. One of the old guard and one of the old wise men, and he gifted me with this pith helmet. And in the days when there were old name tags, I collected them, and Rabbi Goodman is on the hat, on the helmet, and it reminds me of all the different years that I have been here at Yagu. This is my 20th summer at Yagu. Here we have what we call our Sadaqa Box, our donation box. Sadaqa in Hebrew does not mean just charity. It also means righteousness. It's doing the right thing. Everybody is supposed to give tzedakah. They give it because, not necessarily because their heart tells them to, although that's a good thing to do. We give it because it is the right thing to do to help other people. We talk about doing a good turn daily. This is one way of always remembering to do a good turn. These are our Shabbat Candlesticks. We light them. We put a little candle up here, a votive candle, and when we have our services on Friday night, these were made for us at Yagu, and we'll put a little votive candle on top and light them. They say Shabbat Shalom here, and they were made for us in 2006. And so this pair of candlesticks is about 14 years old. We have another pair, a little bit smaller, also made here at Yagu. And they also say Shabbat Shalom, which means may this day be a Sabbath of rest and peace. We see pictures over here. We keep these pictures on the wall to remind us of who we are and where we've been. Just like you have patches and clips and things on your uniforms to remind you of what troop you're in, what badges you've earned, what experiences you've had. And so we hold on to these things as reminders of our history and what we have done and what we have accomplished. And that's really, really very important to us as we grow and as we look back and as we remember. Many of these items that you see here were gifts. This was a gift of a plaque made by a scouter named Charlie Thomas to remind us again of the scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country. And this was from the Temple of the Ten Commandments, and on it you'll see a 7-branched menorah. You see a Star of David right here on this mirror, which was also a gift. And this comes from the very old Temple of the Ten Commandments. The original Temple of the Ten Commandments was down in the swamp. If you know where the swamp is, it's actually now a place of activity. It's an activity center for the Webelos. And they go down there when they come to Yagu in the summer to have a very, very special activity there. Once upon a time, Jewish services were held there. However, when the mosquitoes got very, very large, it was decided to move the Temple of the Ten Commandments up here to where you see it right now, across from the Tim O'Neill Field. This was the door to the Ark of the original Temple of the Ten Commandments. This was found and it was held in storage up topside at the 3-Point Dining Hall. And a few years ago, it was brought down. It was stained very beautifully, and it was brought here to hang on the wall, again, as a reminder of where we've been and who we are. Right next to it, you see this little orange plaque, this little orange can top, which is the last remaining marker for the Temple of the Ten Commandments. This was right over there by the challenge field, and it was sitting on a tree, attached to a tree by the challenge field, and when people would go down to the challenge field, they would see this marker, and it would direct them down the path to the Temple of the Ten Commandments, at least the old site. Now, when people come to the Temple of the Ten Commandments, they come right up here. So you see this side, and now over here once again we have a plaque that was again made by our scouter friend Charlie Thomas. Once again, he made a number of signs for various buildings in the camp. This is for the temple that he made for us at the Temple of the Ten Commandments. So these are some of the things that we have here that remind us and that show us and teach us what we are all about. Now, right here behind me, like I said, is our ark. Inside the ark is the Torah Scroll. We have had this Torah Scroll for many years now. This was the very first scroll that I read from when I came down, when I moved to Rhode Island. That was many years ago. And it disappeared for a while. And then when we were looking for a Torah for our Temple of the Ten Commandments here at Yagu, somebody said, we have this Torah. And I took one look at this Torah scroll and I said, this is my Torah scroll. This was the scroll that I first read from, and it has come back to me. And since then, it has been on permanent loan to the Temple of the Ten Commandments at Yagu. You can see right on the cover, again, the phrases, the first words of the Ten Commandments, the 2 tablets. And this is Yagu's really, really special Torah because it was refurbished at Yagu. The top of this finial was repaired and created right here for us by the rangers at Yagu. So this is a very, very special Torah. Now, a word about the Torahs. The scroll itself is written by a man called a scribe, an individual called a scribe. He counts the words, he counts the letters. Every scroll, every Torah scroll in the world is exactly identical, down to the number of words, paragraphs, lines, and letters. So, if we were to take any 2 of them or 3 of them and laid them out and compared them, they would be exactly the same. They would read exactly the same. In some Torah scrolls, the columns are different. Some scrolls have exactly 51 lines per column. Some have different lines per column. But every scroll has the same number of words and letters. If we were to roll it all out, if I were to line you all up from the door of my cabin right next door all the way to the flagpole on Tim O'Neill Field, this Torah scroll would stretch all the way up to that flagpole. And each of you would be able to hold between your fingers, remember you can't touch the letters, hold between your fingers a piece of our Torah scroll. The scroll contains the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Those are the first 5 books of the Bible. And each week, in every synagogue in the world, a different section of the Torah is read. However, here at the Temple of the Ten Commandments, we only read one section of the Torah, and I'll let you guess which one that is. And if you said it's the 10 Commandments, you are absolutely right, because we are here at the Temple of the 10 Commandments. So every Friday night during camp season, we read the 10 Commandments from this Torah scroll. Now remember, we don't touch the letters because the scroll is very sacred. It's the most special thing that we have. And we do not rub our fingers across the letters because the oils in our fingers could erase the letters. And if the letters get erased, then we cannot use the Torah. It has to be repaired. So we use a pointer. Now, over the years, I have received perhaps 100 pointers. Now, some of them are sort of simple. This one is bamboo. This one is a left-handed pointer. I'm a lefty. It's the only left-handed pointer that I know. And some are really, really very elegant. Now, one year, Bigfoot came and was practicing for his bar mitzvah. And when he left me a Torah pointer as well. And here is Bigfoot's Torah pointer that he donated to the Temple of the Ten Commandments. So, this is our very own Torah scroll. And normally I would stop here and say, any questions? But since I am talking to you and you're sitting somewhere else, if you have any questions, you can send them in or communicate them in some way, and we will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have about our very, very, very special Torah scroll. So I'm going to close the ark now. Because I would like to talk to you about what this means to us. The Torah means teaching, instruction, and it also means light. We say the Torah is light. And when we study the Torah, when we practice the words in the Torah, we bring light. Our job is to bring light into the world. When you say your scout oath or recite the scout law, these are all ways of bringing your light to the world. You have a special light that shines within each and every single one of you. And scouting is a way of bringing out that light. We say, do a good turn daily. We call that tikkun olam. We call that fixing the world, making the world a better place because you, every single one of you, were in it. I'm going to tell you something very special about this temple of the Ten Commandments. When I was growing up, I could walk into a synagogue. You might be able to walk into the church or mosque or house of worship anytime, day or night. Everything was unlocked. Today, that's not the case. The churches in my neighborhood lock their doors at a certain time every night. The synagogues in my neighborhood lock their doors. And sometimes you need to be buzzed in order to enter. The Temple of the Ten Commandments here at Yagu is the only synagogue that I know of, at least during the summer, that is open 24/7. So that anybody at any time of day or night during the summer can come in here to sit, to study, to pray, or just to think. And that's really very special. I know of no other synagogue that can say that. One night, it was very late, and I was coming back, and I was turning the light out in the temple. And I turned the light out, and I heard a voice. Do you know what that voice said to me? The voice said, "Please don't turn out the lights." And I realized that there was an individual, a Muslim man, a scouter, a friend, who was here in the temple saying his evening prayers. And truly, the Temple of the Ten Commandments is a place where everybody at Yagu, no matter what their faith, no matter what they believe, can come and feel welcome and feel comfortable and feel safe. No other synagogue can say that. No other place can say that. And that is what makes Yagu so special. I will tell you this. I have been at Yagu for 20 years. And during those 20 years, I have never heard anybody insult another person's religion or their race or the color of their skin or their religious beliefs. Not once. And that, I don't think any other place can say that. I don't think any other organization can say that. That is what Scouting teaches us. When you recite your Scout law, that reminds you of that fact. That is what keeps me coming back year after year after year to know that wherever I go at Yagu and whoever I meet is the same kind of person, human being, that I want to be and I want to know, and that we are all equal because we are all Scouts. And that is really very special. So if I want to leave you with anything at this time, if you learn anything from this moment, it is that you have the power in your hands to bring light to the world, to make a difference, to make the world a better place because you were in it. And with that, I want to thank you. Welcome again. I'm so happy you've come to visit at the Temple of the Ten Commandments, and I hope to see you again very, very soon.